The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light. Topping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feels so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is up, YouTube? I know what you're thinking. What the hell is Dolly doing up this early? Okay, I'll tell you. Now that you forced my hand, I will tell you what I'm doing up this early. I fell asleep pretty early last night, and I got up in the middle of the night, and I started working on a video that exposes the lies of Daniel, okay? The father of these missing kids, and it will come out today. That video will come out today at 2 p.m. So you guys be looking for it. It's a really good one. Make sure you like it, love it, all that good stuff. Okay. Now, nothing's changed here. I still need your DNA on file this morning. Leave it just in case you choke on an egg biscuit and I got to give you the Heimlich maneuver. Okay. Dolly will come in and be like, oh, save your life, okay? But I'm going to need your DNA on file or I'm just going to let you die. I'm just going to let you die. I'm just playing. Anyway, we're really close to hitting 66,000. I think we're less than like 150 people away. So thank you guys for everybody that's been subbing up, ringing the bell for notifications. It means the world. Okay. What are we missing in this case, right? We know the parents are suspicious and we know that there's no such thing as the perfect crime. Now, it seems like when you live in the backwoods in the middle of nowhere, it almost seems like you can get away with the perfect crime, right? We've seen it a lot of times here in the United States. Helena, damn, Dolly gets to eat some breakfast this morning. Thank you so much for your donation to the channel. As always, Helena, you absolutely rock. Big virtual hugs to you this morning. I hope you have a great day. And anybody gets in your way, throat punch. Okay, remember the throat punch. I've been trying to teach everybody a good throat punch just in case anybody tries to mess your day up. Bow! Throat punch. Right now, listen, I know some parents right now that need a good throat punch. Now, they might not be in the United States. I ain't going to say who they are. But a good throat punch might be the answers to our problems, okay? We're going on like 26 days of these kids missing without a trace, without a sign. Police don't believe they went in the woods. Police don't believe there's been an abduction. but they're still gone with no answers. Now, we've seen Daniel, and I do listen, he's my number one suspect, has been for a while. I have no proof he's done anything wrong. So before I get into this, let me give my warnings. Dolly Visions for entertainment purposes. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculations, theories mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of chaos. So don't take nothing as fact. I'm not taking calls this morning because I'm only going to be here with you guys not that long. This is just a razzle dazzle stream. I just came in to razzle dazzle you a little bit, and then I'm going to disappear like David Blaine. Okay. But everyone is innocent to proven guilty in a court of law. And the biggest one of them all is don't try to be Dolly at home. It is absolutely dangerous. Your head could explode. And then you would have to clean up all that mess. And who needs that? Who absolutely needs that? So, I haven't been believing Daniel, and he's been asking for this lie detector test. And, they really don't use lie detector tests in Canada. There wasn't nobody really around that done it. And he said that they were going to fly people in to give him a lie detector test. Now, since this has occurred, we haven't heard him say he's passed a lie detector test. There's a lot of inconsistent statements that Daniel made in my new video that's coming out today at 2:00. Be there, watch it, love it. Is going to go over all those things. So this morning, I'm not going to go over all that, because then what's the point of my video coming out too if I tell you everything that he said that was inconsistent and I believe that he was lying in. PJ, where's them Chester hot fries? Okay, all right, y'all got your own little conversation going on in the chat right there, right? I like hot fries, not this early in the morning though. Not this early in the morning. Usually in the evening time, I can eat some hot chips, but not in the morning. My stomach's a little, nothing crazy in the morning times for Dolly, right? So, and we have, to be honest, we have some things that are super suspicious on Malaya's end also. And I seen somebody coming in here earlier this morning, and they said, we need to thoroughly vet the bus driver. Now, I don't think the bus driver has anything to do with these kids missing, because you got to remember, if the bus driver came up to pick the kids up, he has a busload of kids already on the bus. Those kids would have seen Jack and Lily. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory that the bus driver probably don't have anything to do with it. And I'm sure the police have talked to the bus driver, and you're going to find out some new information in my new video about the police have talked to a lot of people. And I go over some of that in the new video. Okay, I don't want to get into it here because then it's a spoiler alert, right? But I start talking about the people that they talk to and the grandmothers and things that is pretty. This video contains a lot of information that I'm sure you guys will find very interesting and very suspicious on the behalf of this family, the whole family. All of these people are suspicious to me, right? Like, they're doing things that don't make a whole lot of sense. I'm going to point one of them out. Just one. Now, they had a dog, right? But the dog ain't missing. Okay? Usually, you open the door, kids get out, the dog would get out. Dogs usually follow the kids, but the kids are missing and the dog ain't. So, and you got to remember, dogs bark at everything. These dogs wasn't barking. Okay? And we thought the boot print was at the end of the driveway. The boot print wasn't at the end of the driveway. The boot print was 10 yards from the house. 10 feet from the house. Not 10 yards. 10 feet from the house in the back of the house. So it wasn't at the end of the driveway like we were thinking, where, kidnapper could have seen the child. And nope, the only footprints that were found were in the backyard. Now, there was some stuff found in the woods, like a pink blanket, a half-drinking water bottle, a sock. But, it's been, so far, they do not believe that any of this stuff belonged to these children, okay? But it's weird, because you know why? There ain't no other children around. So what children could have left that stuff in the woods when they live in a very rural area? Now, I know we've all heard the story of Hansel and Gretel, but how many damn kids are just happen to be running through those woods, right? You would think if you found something that belonged to a kid out there, but here's the thing, they don't know what the kids technically was wearing. They think they know what the kids were wearing. This goes back into one of those Sebastian Rogers cases where they think they knew what he was wearing, but they wasn't positive what shirt he had on, right? They knew it was a long sleeve shirt. They knew it was black, but they didn't know what was on the shirt. For somebody that allegedly didn't see these kids, their description was pretty, straight on, like Lily had a book bag, right? Well, how do they know Jack didn't have the book bag? Right, just because it was Lily's book bag don't mean Jack didn't pick it up. See, it starts to get weird. There's a lot of inconsistencies in this story, and my video is going to touch on the grandparents. It's going to touch on the things they found in the woods. It's going to touch on a lot of Daniel's stuff, right? It's a little bit of exposing Daniel video that I have been working on that's going to come out for you guys today at 2:00. So I don't want to give you everything, just give you some pieces to get you interested in watching the video, and make sure you watch it all the way to the end, because I saved the best stuff to the end. The things are going to make you go, damn! All right. I think PJ and Dolly, what's this say? Should host a night at the boarding house with subscribers. I pay $150 to get to hang out and ghost hunt. Hug dealer. Okay, we've already been there. We do have some videos that are going to come out sometime. I don't know. I got to edit them. But there's some strange things already we've seen in the videos. So we just haven't got them posted yet because we've been so busy doing other things. PJ's been trying to get the orders out because we were a little behind. So if you're waiting on an order, please be patient. I've been, just covering this case and sleeping because I'm lazy. But that's about what we've been up to. So keeping up with this stuff and just keeping up with some of the other cases that we follow. We don't get to cover everything here because we follow a lot of stuff, but we only cover a little bit of it at a time. I don't like to spread myself too thin and do, like, I usually work on one case at a time, like, or talk about it here on YouTube. So right now we're kind of doing the Jack and Lily Sullivan stuff. But I still watching the Karen Reed and the Brian Kohlberger and all the other stuff. It's just I can't talk about all that. I get too scatterbrained and it runs me too thin. So I stick to one subject at a time, and then we kind of keep it rolling like that. So yeah, like, I found that odd, about the dog. And dogs barking and they're not hearing the kids, and the inconsistencies in all of their stories, even to the mother. And we go in that new video, I go over some of the fighting that took place. There's some information that in this video that I had tracked down, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So there'll be some new information in this video that's coming out today. So today's video is just a little bit of hype, right? This morning, hype y'all up to watch my video. I don't make very many videos, so when I put them out, you guys watch them, share them. Sharing is caring. I haven't even posted it yet, but I'm going to schedule it for 2:00 today. All right, so around 2 p.m. That's when the most people are on YouTube. As far as my viewers, that's what YouTube, they give you a suggested time that you should post your videos where most of your subscribers are online. So I want people to see it because I spent time making it. So I'm going to post it at that time, which is 2:00. Okay. I will definitely catch that video. Okay, cool. Thank you. I seen a video yesterday of yours. Good job, Dolly. Well, thank you. I don't get to make very many videos. I don't put out very many videos. Usually it's just the live streams, the call-ins. But right now, there's no arrest in this case, right? No arrest. It seems like the police are narrowing things down, especially now that they have this. There's another thing too, like I could point out to you, and that's coming in my next video after this one. But I'll give you a little hint of it, all right? Because nobody really talks about this. You notice when they took Daniel's phone, they shifted the investigation. At the exact time they got Daniel's phone, that is when they started scaling back the search in the woods. I believe, and if you listen to the police, they say they want to search places closer to the house, okay, of interest. Now, they didn't have that before they had Daniel's phone, just to point that out. That's my next video that I'm making. I'm starting, so you got to get what you want to make the video on kind of first, and then you kind of go from there with your information. But if you noticed, and I don't think I've seen anybody address this, that soon as they took the information off his phone, that's when they scaled back the search of the woods. I believe something of interest was on Daniel's phone. Okay. Just my opinion. And it's the reason why they started doing what they were doing after they acquired this phone. Now, I believe this phone may have pinged in some locations. And they're checking these locations. And part of the reason they want these videos is they want to see if the videos match with what his phone is saying. So I can't give y'all everything because, like I said, I'm working on that stuff. Who was involved, but just like other cases, it takes time to put it all together before they arrest Dolly. I believe an arrest will come in this one. Some of the top experts in Canada are saying, hey, there's no way. There's no way 2 kids go missing without a trace, without the parents being involved. I mean, they're openly saying it. I believe the police are telling us without telling us, okay? Like, they can't go, yeah, they did it, right? Because you would have a Georgia situation where people were out there protesting and going crazy in front of these people's house. And they don't want that. They don't want people trying to hurt them or anything, especially until they get enough together that they can get a conviction. All right. It ain't just arrest the people. You have to be able to convict them. Right. So if you jump the gun too soon and arrest them too soon, or I was suggesting that they've already violated the law. They, criminal child neglect. But the problem with that is if you arrest them on the criminal child neglect, all they're going to do is lawyer up, and then they ain't going to say nothing. Dolly, just stop. The police had everything he would have been arrested. They wouldn't wait. So please, that is absolutely untrue, David. That is absolutely untrue. They would absolutely wait. Okay, you don't arrest somebody before you got enough to convict them. You can know exactly everywhere he went. If you ain't got no body and you ain't found anything that links him to that, you can't do anything. So it's absolutely true what I'm saying. So just because they haven't arrested them don't mean they don't have information that makes them suspicious of him and his whereabouts, because like I said, right after they got his phone, they scaled back the search. Now, tell me a time in the history of searching for kids in the first week they stopped searching. Okay, that don't happen. That don't happen. They had something that tipped them off. So they know something. At first, I didn't think they knew anything. But now I believe they know something. They definitely know something. And I believe in my new video, you're going to find out a lot of information I ain't telling you here because I don't want to spoil my video. Okay, because it comes out today at 2, and it talks about the social services. It talks about what the police said to Malaya's grandma. It talks about a lot of stuff that points the finger at Daniel. Okay, and it's titled Daniel Exposed. Okay, so I can't give you everything right here. I can only tell you a little bit, so I can't argue with you without telling you what my whole video is about. So watch my video, David, and then come back, and then we'll argue about it, okay? But right now, just know that they know something, okay? They know. I didn't believe. I was skeptical too. I was thinking, man, these police are dumb as a rock. They don't know nothing. And then once I started hearing things that I wasn't aware of that are in this new video, and then you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together. Anytime there's a piece of the puzzle missing, it's hard to see the whole picture, right? But as you start to fill in them puzzle pieces, the picture starts to get a little bit clearer of what's going on. Okay. Now, I still can't explain the reason why something like this would happen, you know, especially after he's been in these children's life for years. Okay. I don't quite get that, but listen, there's people accusing, you know, alleging drugs and things like that. I don't really know what transpired in that home, but what I do know in my mind and in my opinion is something took place in that house. Now, listen, there's no signs of foul play in the house at all. Sebastian Rogers' case, there's no signs of foul play in the house. Now, of course, to have signs of foul play, you would have to stab somebody, shoot somebody, something like that. So there's blood everywhere that you couldn't get up. But let me tell you this. There's a million ways to kill people where there's no blood and there's no signs of foul play. All right. You can poison people. You can suffocate people. You can do a lot of things where there's no signs of foul play. But yes, there's foul play. Not only that, you could take somebody, let's just say on the back of a clean four-wheeler off into the woods. And there ain't going to be no signs of foul play in the house. Okay? You tell me a four-wheeler that's riding through the woods in a muddy area in the middle of nowhere that's cleaner than my car. There's just things in this case that don't add up. Right? There's misinformation. There's things that we thought were one way, but yet they're another way. There's things that family members are saying now that they wasn't saying before. You got to have all this information. You know, we've been piecing it together the best we can. A lot of speculation and theories, right? But we've been trying the best we could to put the pieces together. And that's really all we can do, right? Right now, it's a lot of guesswork involved in it. But I have a little bit more faith in the mounted police. You know, we hear people say the mounted police always get their man. I mean, I don't know. In the beginning, I was a little skeptical. I was like, listen, they're dropping the ball. They're dropping the ball. They're dropping the ball. But maybe they knew something that we didn't know they knew. And I think you'll get a little more understanding of that as my next two videos drop, because some of it ties into Daniel's phone. Okay. He comes off as a good guy, you know, doing the best, right? But some people, listen, there's a lot of people that did the same thing. Look at the Cal City boys, Orrin and Olsen West, the adopted parents. He immediately, what did he do? As soon as he was gone, what did he do? He jumped in his vehicle and he drove all around the neighborhoods, all down the roads, so he could be seen, searching for the kids. Right now, he sits in prison for murdering the kids. Okay, so don't think it's because you jump up and run and look for some kids and get on the news and act like you did everything you could do to find these kids that you can't be responsible. You absolutely can. And you look at Chris Watts. He did similar stuff, right? Similar stuff, got on the news, loved to be in front of the camera, loved the attention of it. Dolly, did you get a lead? Just know that I think they're on to something. And the walls on certain people, I believe, are closing in. They're getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And right now, I believe some of these people are in a little bit of a pinch. I know now that the police are doing a better job investigating than I thought they were. Okay. I believe they're on to something. Okay. I believe they haven't said, hey, we got this major clue. Okay. I don't want to mislead you too much. But in my experience of covering true crime, they're telling us things without directly telling us things. They've already told us major things, right? Kids ain't in the woods. The kids ain't been abducted. All right. If you look at Daniel's interviews, that's why he looks over to see if they are buying his BS. I agree. I don't buy what he is saying. And like I said, that's why I've made this video to point out some of those things and some of the story, the backstory to it. Brenda, thank you for joining. That we're one person closer to hitting that 66,000 people. And thank you to everybody, the new people that's been subbing up, all my Canadian brothers and sisters out there. And, you know, a lot of people have been thanking me for covering the case. Y'all welcome. You know, it's missing kids. This is what I do. So you don't really owe me no thank yous, right? I would do this for any kid that's missing, especially when I believe there's foul play. I don't cover runaway kids and parental abduction where parents run off with their kids because they don't want to pay child support, or you didn't bring your kid home for the weekend and now they got an Amber Alert for you and you're on a fucking America's Most Wanted and all you did was not bring your kid home on time. I don't usually cover those cases. And here's my thing about that whole Amber Alert is I get Amber Alerts all the time, especially in my state of Virginia, when men are late bringing their kids home. You know how parents, they got joint custody and the mom got the kid for the week and the dad gets the kid on the weekend, but he went off camping and he decided to stay an extra day and he didn't bring the kid back at 5 o'clock like he was supposed to. Now they got an Amber Alert. They got warrants for him. They got him on the news. I see that so much, right? That they'll issue Amber Alerts for the stupidest shit ever, right? But when something that is important, something that's major and a kid really is in danger or really gone, they act like they got to have fucking super proof and see the kidnapping happen to put a kid on an Amber Alert. They put every kid on an Amber Alert but the kids that need to have an Amber Alert. There should have easily been an Amber Alert issued in these kids' cases, right? They're under the age of 10 years old. They ain't runaways. There's not no signs of parental abduction. There's none of that, right? But there's no Amber Alert. Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old teenager that allegedly ran away. There's an Amber Alert for him, okay? But these two kids, there's not. The Amber Alert system is jacked up, okay? It is totally messed up. That shit needs to be reworked. It needs to be fixed. I don't know who the man for the job is. Somebody call John Walsh and be like, hey man, y'all got to fix the Amber Alert. Center for Lost and Missing Exploited Children. Like, we got to do something, you know. Now here in Virginia, we have an alert. It's the Cody Alert. Any endangered child, they issue it, right? And which is fine, but that don't go out nationally. That's a statewide alert. Okay, so it's just to the state. But we need national alerts when these kids go missing because we don't know where they're going to end up, right? We don't, right now, if somebody did kidnap that, which we don't rule out kidnapping, all right? You can never rule out a kidnapping. I think the percentage, the odds of there being a kidnapping is extremely, and I mean extremely low. The mom is trying to get out of her part in it, but she knows, says the real Gemini. It would be hard not to know. Now listen, there's rumors of abuse. There's rumors that CPS was involved way before Jack and Lily went missing. There's some rumors that at one point Lily was in foster custody. Okay, that she's already been taken one time. Now, these are rumors I'm hearing. Rumors that she had problems with the CPS or whatever it's called there in Canada. I know it's called something different, but I'm going to go with CPS, Child Protective Services. That's because that's what we call it here. It's easier for me. But y'all social services, you know, the rumors are that they were involved, and Lily may, mom lawyered up supposedly. I mean, I don't know. That may be something that comes out today or more information comes out about it today. I've been following all the platforms, all the groups, everything that has been dropped, and I've been listening to. And some of it you got to take with a grain of salt because some people put out this crazy bullshit. But trying to put this puzzle piece together, because everything's just a big puzzle. And more pieces we get of this puzzle, like I said, the picture comes a little bit clearer. And then your guesses or your speculation becomes a little more accurate because you got a little more to go off of. But apparently they've been having problems way before these kids went missing. And one of the biggest red flags is they didn't send the kids to school. Well, even if Lily was sick, why didn't Jack go to school? Listen, I got brothers and sisters. If one of us got sick, we stayed home, the other ones went. Why would you mess up Jack's education or his schooling because Lily's sick? That don't make any sense. Now, if they would have sent one kid to school and not the other, then I would go, okay, it don't seem nothing strange there. But you didn't send Jack both days, and you didn't check to see if Lily was sick the following day. So you just didn't send her. You didn't even know if she was sick. To me, these are huge red flags. And does Malaya with an A, does she know? I believe she knows something. Now, does she know exactly? But I'm sure she knows that who has what to do with her kids missing. And there was a fight between Malaya and Daniel's mother that you're going to find out about in my new video. Okay. So I can't tell you everything. Like I said, I can't tell you everything. So watch that video at 2. And that explains a little bit. It explains a little bit about why things are going on the way they are. And when the social services came involved and what the social services are saying, it's a lot. It's some stuff that family members have said. But this case, listen, I'm going to use Dog the Bounty Hunter's phrase, okay? All roads lead to Rome, okay? This ain't going to be something that's impossible to figure out. It may be a little bit more harder to prove, okay? And just because you have information that points you in a certain direction, don't mean you have the evidence that will convict somebody. This is what the person was talking about earlier. They were like, Dolly, they would be in jail. They're not going to jail until there's enough evidence to convict them. So why bring charges on them right now if there are no flight risks? If there's no fear of these people running and you suspect them, why not cross your T's and dot your I's, get everything right? Because there's no rush, right? Murder charges or anything like that. There's no time limit. Because the worst thing could happen is you jump the gun, you arrest these parents without the bodies, a little bit of evidence that points at them, and then they get off. And then, of course, you can't try them again. You can only try people once. If you try to try them again, it's double jeopardy. So once you charge them with it, that's it. You only get one shot, okay? Like Eminem. Remember, like Eminem says, you only get one shot. Mom spaghetti on your sweater. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I believe that they definitely had something in the very beginning, within the first week, that made them go, hold up, pump the brakes. We're doing all this in these woods, and these kids are not in it. But they wanted to make sure. That's why they came back and did that second search. Let's make sure. But now we're scaling the search back. We're targeting certain locations. They said that, right? They said, we're targeting certain locations that are closer to the house. Something has indicated to them something else. And early on, when the major crime unit was involved. So I thought it would be quicker because I was thinking they were going to uncover where these kids are at. But if these kids are out there, they're not just laid out in the woods somewhere. They're not, if something bad has happened to them, there was somebody pointed out to me that, there were some barrels in the yard. And what if one of these barrels are missing? That we're seeing stuff in the yard, but what if there was something else in the yard, but now that is missing? It ain't like, if you was going to, let's say, pray to God this didn't happen. I hope I'm wrong. I absolutely am wrong. But if you're going to hide a body, the key word is hide. Okay? It ain't just put a body where everybody can find it. You're going to hide a body. That's what most people that commit crimes do, is they hide the body because it buys them time. And wanting to know everything the police know. Thank you, 1974. Wanting to know everything the police know, to me, is a red flag. Him and his brother are showing up at the command center, wanting to know what the police have found, what clues they have, what, things like that. Now, curiosity, it could be just curiosity, or it could be wanting to know if the police are on to you. We got 390 likes, and we got almost 1,000 people here with us at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay. I just planned on coming up here, doing a little quick chat, hang out with you guys, but definitely hit the like button. CB, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. Glad you could be here with us this morning. And of course, I'll be back here later today. Usually I do my show around my daytime show. I didn't do last night's late night show. That's why I came early this morning, because I usually do 2 shows a day. I do one in the afternoon, and I do one usually around 10 o'clock at night. So last night I fell asleep watching some dumbass movie. What was it? The Feeding. Okay. It's some movie about some demon attached to this girl, and she goes to a psychiatrist. I made it 5 minutes into the movie and I was snoring. I wasn't even tired when I turned the movie on. I was done. That they should call that movie Unconscious, because that's what it made me. So then I slept and got up early, which was good that I got up, because that gave me time to really research a lot deeper into the case. So middle of the night, it's all quiet, everybody's asleep, and I'm just going through everything, reading articles, trying to find things that I've missed. Okay. And you see the title, what are we missing? What's the clues? What clues are we missing? There's things that have been overlooked, little small things. But when we're dealing with 2 missing kids, every little small thing adds up, right? Every little piece is a piece of that puzzle that I'm talking about. And before this is said and done, we are going to put this puzzle together. We will know the answers to this one. I feel that in my heart. Now, Sebastian Rogers, Summer Wells, other cases, I'm kind of like, I don't know. Eventually, it'll come to light, right? But I never believed it'd be a quick process. I never thought it'd be quick. And I was right. It hasn't been. This one, I got a different feeling. Now, I thought it'd be quicker than it was, because I was saying 2 weeks, they got this, right? This is all day an easy case. And it is. Within 2 weeks, you know who done it. You know who's responsible, at least the party. The problem is proving it. Okay? That's going to take a little more time, right? A little more time for them to be able to prove exactly what's going on in a court of law and possibly get this conviction. Now, this is my opinion. Now, I have no proof that these people did anything wrong, but I am super suspicious of them, and I made it clear that these 4 people on the property, between those 4 people, one of them knows what happened. And we're going to find out, and there's been fingers pointed in the family to certain people, and there's reasons why they're pointing them fingers. In the beginning, they wasn't really saying too much about why they were pointing the fingers at Daniel. Can't falsely accuse. That is right. right? I'm not saying they've committed any crime. I'm saying I'm suspicious of them. Helena gifted $10 memberships. All right. Awesome, Helena. That is super cool of you. Thank you so much. And if y'all got a membership from Helena, make sure you give her a big virtual hug. She be doing so much for the channel. Like, super awesome person. Thank you guys for everybody. Y'all keep this train rolling down the tracks, okay? And we're going to continue, like I said, to give a voice to these kids that don't have a voice. When things get quiet, that's when you get louder. You don't let things get quiet. That just ain't how we operate. Like, that's what people want in these cases. They want it to get quiet. If you committed a crime, wouldn't you want it quiet? Wouldn't you want people not saying nothing? I know I would. I'd be ducking, weaving, praying to God nobody makes a video on me. We don't do that. When stuff gets quiet, we turn up the heat. We bring things to a boil, put the pressure on. And I know that the Royal Mounted Police, they don't like the pressure. But listen, pressure makes diamonds. There's going to be some pressure put on you, especially when there's a case that is so high profile. I know Canada's not making it as high profile as it should be. But here, Erica, thank you, Reynolds. Thank you for being a member, helping us get to 66,000. We're on that road to 100K. My plan is to hit it this year. I've been working for 4 years to get to that 100K mark. And, for a long time, it wasn't even in sight. These days, that 100K is right around the corner. And with you guys out there watching, I can actually get to it, hang that little plaque on my wall, because that's really all you get. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like they give you $1 million or nothing. They give you a little plaque that says, hey, you did okay on YouTube. And I think after all these years, it's like graduating from college, okay? I'll be a YouTube graduate. I will be officially a YouTuber, okay? When I get that little damn silver button that hangs on my wall that's worth $3, okay? All this for a fucking piece of cardboard that's painted silver, all right? But I'll be honest with you, I'll be happy to get it. I'll feel like I achieved something, and thanks to you guys, and you guys giving me a voice up here and believing in me, right? I guess that's what it's about more than anything. And we're going to still keep pushing, but that's just a milestone. Now, I never thought, that I would be so close. What are we, 35,000 people, less than 34,000 people now, 34,000 people away from that 100,000 mark, right? So I know it's in reach, and I don't know if I will actually reach it this year. Hopefully I will. I got 6 months, so we need to put in some work and start pumping out these videos and bringing more content to YouTube. And I think it's reachable. If I don't reach it this year, I'll reach it next year, but I'd like to get it in this year if we can. You know what I'm saying? Lexi Texi, you and PJ are the best. Thank you. And it's just a number. It really don't mean nothing, but and collectively, if we say collectively, between my channels, I have 3 YouTube channels. One of them I don't use, and the other one I do, Turtle Island on. But between those 3 channels, we're already at over 100,000 subscribers. The other channel has almost 40,000. This one has 66, almost 66,000. The Dolly Uncensored has almost 10,000. So collectively, that puts us at like 110,000 subscribers. Carol, thank you so much. We're getting closer. See what I'm saying? Thank you guys. But it would be nice to have 100K on one channel so I can put my little sign on my wall. You're doing great, Dolly. It will come soon. Hopefully. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully. But every day a little something creeps out. A family member speaks, a friend. Now there's friends of them coming out and speaking. What if I told you there's rumors that Jack and Lily didn't have autism? My new video touches on it. Okay, there's people reporting different things than what Daniel and Malaya are saying. Don't that kind of blow your mind? Remember when they were reported, Sebastian Rogers were reported, like when they reported Sebastian, it was almost like he was non-functional. But then it came out that he was smart as hell. He played video games. He was on the chess team. That he was highly functional, but on the spectrum. Now, there's people saying that they don't believe these kids are on the spectrum. They haven't been diagnosed with anything. And the reason that they're saying these things is because they're building themselves an alibi. That these kids talk to anybody, which ain't true. They would leave with anybody, which is not true. Not according to friends and teachers. So why are we getting conflicting stories? And you'll see that in my video today. Okay. So why is there conflicting stories? Why is there inconsistencies? You know what never changes? The truth. The truth never changes. They are too young. No, they're not. Beach Mom. They're not too young. They're not too young. They can diagnose children at the age of 6 years old with autism. All right. So if they're found in the water, they may claim it's autism that drew them to it. Yeah, well, you listen. I don't believe it. All right. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to give up too much. I didn't really, I want my video to come out first, and then I'll talk about the things that are in the video. Because I already got the video done. So just watch that video at 2. Make sure you share it, okay, on your Facebook, social media platforms, things like that. It's titled something like The Search for Jack and Lily, Daniel Exposed. Okay? I think you will take a lot from that is things that we really ain't heard being talked about. Will be talked about in this video. Yeah, I mean, I haven't posted it yet. I'm going to post it. I have it uploaded and I have it saved. It's just on private right now. I'm about to schedule it for 2 o'clock today. All right. So at 2 o'clock, watch that video. Yeah. Okay. And I think, you'll take some things away from it that you didn't know. Okay. And there's a lot. It's slowly, before we didn't hear from people around them, but now there's people talking to YouTubers, there's people leaking things, there's people, stuff's coming out. Okay. And a lot of people think just like we think that something's going on. And this is even friends and family. I mean, it's one thing strangers think you did it. Okay. Strangers think you done it. That's one thing. But when your friends and family start to go, hold up, wait a minute, then something's going on, right? And it's up to the police to figure that out. They know something's going on. If we know, they know. Okay. And they know more than we do. And when you start putting a timeline of what they've done together, you start to realize that they have some type of clue. And I think I know what that clue is. Just saying. I'm just saying, because you start looking at the days of everything and the timeline of everything and when they started to do what and when they said what. And it's because, you start putting all these clips together and you start to realize, well, how did I miss this? Right? Why didn't I notice this? But it's like the more you watch it, the more things stick out, because the longer it goes, the more you know. And then when you start looking at things from the past, you go, oh, okay, well, this makes a little more sense now. We need to share your channel more. Thank you. Yeah, you do. But just remember, I'm always on my sleuth game. I don't come up here and claim to be psychic, right? Like some of these people that come up here and just make up things. I use common sense, just rational thinking. Like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why ain't this happening? And then, I start running these theories in my mind of why they're doing things the way they are, because I'm one of those people that believe everything happens for a reason. Everything the police are doing, they're doing it for a reason. They ain't just doing it sporadically, like there's no organization to it. There is. There's a little bit of method to their madness, and it's just trying to figure out what they're doing without them telling you what they're doing. And as you see, is they're ruling out every other possibility. They're ruling it out. They were suspicious of the parents day 2. That's when they brought in the criminal crime, unit day 2. They've been suspicious of the parents day 2. By day 7, they knew something. By day 7. So ever since day 7, they had a lead. And I believe that they've been following up on that lead. They hinted to it. They gave clues to it. And then you look just recently, they started wanting trail cam footage. I think there's something behind the scenes that they know. And I don't believe that the kids are super far from that location. Now, the kids accessible, like you can see them? I mean, I don't think so. I think the kids have been possibly hid. Now, I don't know. I'm thinking it's going to end bad, guys. And I think these kids are been placed somewhere, not out in the open, but not far from that home whatsoever. And I believe that somebody knows what happened, and multiple people at that residence know what happened. So when in the end of this, there should be multiple people going to jail. The people that are responsible, and then the people that help cover this up. Because that's exactly what this is, in my opinion. These people reacted, and there's people saying that Malaya seemed overwhelmed. And I kind of said that in the beginning, that listen, 3 kids, young, that's hard on anybody, right? Dolly, you're just as psychic as Donna, if not more. 10 times more psychic, okay? 10 times more psychic than Donna. Way, way better. Like, we're not even in the same realm, okay? I'm so psychic, I need a 1-900 number where you can call me like Miss Cleo, all right? What the hell they got going on, I don't know. But it's bad when I don't even claim to be psychic, right? But I'm telling you, I'm telling you. It's just being around it and seeing it so much, it's things just stick out to me. Like it's the little things, it's the little tiny things that people overlook that will get you cooked. Just little tiny microscopic things. Because like I said, I believe everything happens for a reason. Everything. So the way the people are acting, their behavior, there's a reason why they're acting like there's a reason why they don't have no emotion or lack of emotion. There's a reason why people are fake crying. There's reasons why the brother's not saying nothing. There's reasons why the mother ain't saying nothing. Not the mother of the child, but the mother of Daniel. There's reasons they ain't talking. They've been interviewed by the police, but they're not giving no public statements. They're keeping everything hush hush. There's a reason. If you didn't have nothing to hide, you wouldn't hide. Facts. I ain't do nothing wrong. I ain't hiding. I ain't ducking. I ain't shutting up. I did something wrong. Fuck, I'm hiding. I'm sure you ain't gonna hear nothing from me. I'm going ghost, baby. Poof, gone. Chris Angel, right? You ain't gonna hear shit. I ain't do nothing. Nah, I ain't shutting up for nobody. So there's a reason these people are being quiet. Don't get fooled by it. And then there's some people out there that they're like they didn't do it. These kids ran off. And I get that. I don't rule that out still. I don't rule nothing out. I don't rule out Christina. Thank you for joining, helping us hit 66,000. I don't rule any of that out. We can't, right? It'd be stupid to rule it out. But just like gambling, it's the odds. Okay, it's the odds. Like if you want a sure bet, I would say, yeah, well, let's look at these people because that's the odds statistically. They're where you put your money. Odds of abduction, small. We ain't going to hit on that one. Okay, if we do, it'd be hard, right? It'd be hard. You'd be lucky, right? As far as them kids being in the woods, could they have been overlooked? Yes. If they ain't buried somewhere. If they're buried somewhere, they could have been walked right over. Nobody not even know. Let's be honest. You can't see under fucking ground unless you got some superpowers. You can't see it. We already got these psychics saying they're buried somewhere, right? Which that takes a fucking genius psychic, right? They're buried. So when they find the kids buried, they can be like, see, I told you they were buried. Like usually when people unalive people, they bury them. Okay. They hide their bodies. That's common. That ain't like something that is, you got to be psychic to know. If I unalive somebody, I'm burying your body. Okay. I mean, that's just common sense, right? Common sense. Some people throw you in a dumpster or dump your body, discard your body somewhere. But usually they go to prison pretty quick because they find your body quick and it don't give them much time, with their crime because the body's discovered pretty quickly when you just dump it or throw it in a dumpster or something like that. It's the hardest when you bury bodies because a lot of times when bodies get buried, they're never discovered. Never. Like they'll convict you. Let's just like prime example. We know Cody Bixby. He was buried. His father said he buried him. He said he buried him in fucking 10 different locations though. Maryland, somewhere along the road. He went on a trip, so there's no telling where Cody Bixby's buried. Jen says,
all it took was the police to identify a unique tire track to bring the evidence together for Jessica Lloyd's disappearance.
Yeah, and thank you for your donation. Yeah, it don't take much. One little clue. And honestly, I believe that they have something. Okay. And I believe that something came from Daniel's phone. What? I don't know. But things slowly started to change after the point they took the data from his phone. Now I'm thinking this has something to do with locations. This is what I'm thinking. No proof to this. No proof to this. But you cannot, I don't care what you think. This is the same way Stephen Stearns effed himself. He thought he could reset that phone. He thought he could wipe that phone and they wouldn't find those pictures of Maddie Soto. And he was absolutely wrong. You can never get nothing off these phones. One thing good about the Karen Reed trial is I have learned so much about cell phones and the data in cell phones from their experts and Celebrite and the different companies that work these phones and the programs that the police use to take information from these phones, you can never delete nothing. Nothing. The only way you can get something off your phone is to overwrite it, and you can't overwrite nothing on your phone. So you can't delete the data ever. Everything you ever done is still on your cell phone. It just stores it in a file, right? It just stores it in a file. So say you go ahead and factory reset your phone and you think, I got rid of everything. No, you didn't. Not even close. Not even close. They'll plug that bitch right in. They'll go into files and boot, 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 pull everything you've ever done. How long, Dolly? You ever done on your phone. All right. So it may take a little bit of time to investigate that stuff. And of course, they got 7-8 days of video footage to go over from 7 cameras. Plus, we don't know what other cameras they got and any cameras that are surrounding that area. So say you're traveling, the first camera that you would get to when you leave either direction from that residence. So there's cameras along that road somewhere. And I'm sure they're not just pulling that. They're pulling cameras from whatever else is on this road that they can see who went where at what times and what cars were in the area. Right? You start ruling out the fact that there ain't no vehicles, suspicious vehicles in the area. The kids ain't in the woods. The kids ain't been abducted. The only thing that could happen is some criminal involvement in this. And I think the evidence that they have right now that they're compelling points to that. Still, even with everything pointing at them, they got to be able to prove it. They got to be able to prove it. There has to be something, at least a little solid. You went to this location or that location, your phone's pinging different places that don't align with what you're saying. Yeah, it shows you lied or you may not be telling 100% of the truth, but that don't mean that you're a murderer. You see what I'm saying? They could probably prove that, hey, we know you're lying about this, but can they prove you've done something? And that's the difference. I think they know he's lying. I think they know people are lying. They just got to be able to 100% know that you're responsible for the crime, right? Because there's some people that just lie, right? Lie. I just lied. But then there's some people, of course, that lie because they're covering a crime. And this is the situation I believe we're in. And it's going to come out. It is going to come out. I don't think this is going to be one of those cases that are never solved. That's why I've been staying on top of it, because I think once it breaks, once that first thread is pulled out, I think the whole sweater is going to come undone quicker than a Weezer video. Okay. I'm just saying. I don't know what you said, Sugar. That sounded X-rated. I had to go back and look. So, those woods are full of ticks. Those kids would be running back home hollering for parents to help them get the bugs off of them. Amen. There's a missing 17-year-old where I live now. Usually 17-year-olds, especially girls, boys, they run off and they stay with their friends, or girls run off with some guy. It ain't as bad as a situation where you're dealing with, 10-year-olds and 6-year-olds and 4-year-olds. Teenagers go missing every day, hundreds of them in every state in the country. If you look right now, there's probably 3,000 teenagers missing. I mean, every day there's a missing teenager. Usually they end up being okay. Every now and then a tragedy happens, right? But usually they run away, they're mad at their parents, they go stay at a friend's house, or a girl runs off with some boy for a couple of days, and then of course they're found and recovered. I don't so much sweat those. You get over a certain age, I'm not worried about you as much, unless there's some weird circumstances. Okay. We have plenty of teenagers that are missing right here in my area, but I look at them and I get the first, Yeah, she's with her boyfriend. Oh, he's with his buddies. You know, that type vibe. And then I don't pay much attention to it. It has to be something where foul play stands out almost immediately. Like, you know, this ain't right. From the minute you hear it, you're like, nah, that didn't happen. That ain't going down like that. And then them are the cases that I gravitate towards because I just for some reason know. I'm like, yeah, this shit ain't normal. Um, let's see what y'all talking about in the chat. When the first report of the case, do you remember seeing 55-gallon barrels in the backyard of blue and rusty colored barrels and don't remember seeing them again in later newscasts? Kevin, I was talking about the barrels in the yard. I touched on that. I don't know if you just got here that there was things in the yard and that, you know, you could possibly hide things in. There's, you know, stuff in those barns and that damn dilapidated meth lab looking ass Winnebago that's in their backyard. I don't know what's going on with their family or with all the families, right? I mean, if you look at Malaya's family, there's some dysfunctionality in that one too. But listen, there's no perfect family. Every family's a little fucked up, right? This one is super bad though because we got 2 missing kids. Now, usually when you see a messed up family, I don't think too much about it. Everybody comes, somebody got somebody crazy in their family, right? But this one, everybody don't have 2 missing kids, so something has to be extra effed up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know which person. RCMP made an arrest in Stellarton. More to follow. I hope that's the case. I don't think I arrest anything to do with Jack and Lily. You know, so and then I heard they found some remains yesterday of an adult. So yeah, there's some bodies floating around out there, right? There's somebody. That's the crazy thing. You know, a lot of times when they go searching for people that are missing, they come across other bodies, you know, that have been out in these remote areas, and people usually don't go out in these remote areas. Either it be a hunter or somebody that some met foul play at some type of way or been missing for a really long time, and now they found them because they were out there looking for something else. Thank you for supporting Dolly Vision. Yep. Sorry, what's the update? I'm so over all these clickbait channels. The update is you are here this morning. Good morning. That's your update. You're alive. Okay, you're breathing. I was just talking about it. I was just talking about the update. Okay. That what is going on, that I believe there's this clue, and I believe this clue has came. Go back and watch the damn video. Okay. I don't want to repeat myself. Go back and watch the video that you just clicked in and was like, I'm tired of this shit. Like in your rocking chair, like 80 years old, just pissed off at the world. Damn these YouTubers. Just watch the video. I think there's been plenty of information in this video that you can, and it's only an hour long. It ain't like I've been talking 2 hours. You got some time. All right. You got some time. Watch the shit. Stop complaining. All right. Slow your roll, as The Rock would say. That's no update. He's been sus from the start. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Okay, then there's the update. Thanks for the update. You just supply. I didn't know he was sus from the very start. That's an update to me. All right, so thank you for your update. All right, now we know. Now we know he's been sus from the start. Right? We would have never figured that one out. That was tricky. I would have never came to that conclusion. I thought that dude was innocent as hell. Right? How dare you? How dare you speak on Daniel like that? All right. You can't show up late to the dance. All right. I'm getting ready to pack up and you trying to question what I'm talking about. Leave your complaint in the damn complain form. You want one? I'll fax you over one. Do people still do that fax? I'll email you over a complaint form and you can send it to my people. You can send it to my producer, PJ. Okay. She'll take it. You can write her the best soap in the game at gmail.com. Got any complaints? Send them to her, right? I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear it. Okay. I don't get paid enough. I don't get paid enough to hear your complaints. All right. That's the update. There's all I gotta eat is the update. So be looking for that video at 2. It's going to explain a lot of the stuff that I didn't really go over here, right? Because I didn't want to just spoil the video, right? I could get up here and say the same things I said in the video, but the information, there's more information contained in that 10-minute video than I gave here this morning. So, you really did that just now. I don't get paid at all. Okay, that's why I said complain to you. All right, she don't get paid enough either. Dolly needs a complaint person like QB has. I don't know who QB is. Okay, the quarterback. All right. Yeah, have your people reach out to my people, and we'll you know, for anything like that. Hey, it's been a while. I hope all is well. Different breed. Yeah, everything's good. We're just discussing this case and some of the things that, you know, are major red flags in it. What little things did we miss? You know, the clues. Thank you for joining up. We're getting close, guys. We may hit that 66,000 today, which would be a good day to hit it, you know. Queen Bee. Okay, is that a person? Never heard of them. Never heard of them. So, are they in true crime? Is that a true crime person? I don't know you unless you're in true crime. If you ain't a true crime channel, I don't know who you are. I predict you hit 100,000. Okay, Donna Rever Serafina. All right. I predict you'll hit 100,000. You psychic, right? I don't think, you know, I know we'll hit it. It's just when we hit it. You know, we're having a big party. Y'all are invited. The 100,000 party. It's going to be in Virginia Beach. So get your airline tickets now. Okay. We having a big hoedown at 100K, right? You're all invited. So anyway, LOL, I don't want to hear it either, PJ. So I think I gave y'all enough information for today. I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I will be back for my normal show. Buy you some Dolly soap. Get clean and shiny wash. Okay, yeah, there you go. Thank you. Buy Dolly soap. That's a good way to support the channel and keep your ass crack clean. It's buy Dolly soap. The 100K hoedown. Yes, we're going to do the 100K hoedown here in Virginia Beach. Did you get your tiki bar done? No, the weather here in Virginia has been rainy and cold, so I haven't got my tiki bar done. Soon as the first day of good weather, I went outside today. It's kind of gloomy. I'm gonna get out there and build a tiki bar. So no, I haven't got the tiki bar up yet. I haven't even been in the pool. It's been too cold, and rainy. So I've been inside for like the last 3 or 4 days. Look how I'm losing my suntan. I've been in the house so long, right? I ain't even been out. I just been working on videos and live streaming with you guys and spending time with PJ watching movies and sleeping. That's it. But I am going to get to all that stuff, right? When I get a free moment, I will do all that. But I'm going to go ahead and schedule the video for 2 o'clock. I'm going to do that as soon as I get off of here. Make sure y'all like it. All right. And you can drop comments in the comment box. It always helps in the algorithm when you leave comments on the video. So even if it's not live yet, go ahead, drop some comments, even if it's just saying hello or to discuss the case. Yes, that person is a YouTuber. Okay. All right. I've never heard of them. All right. Never heard that person, but I wish him nothing but the best. I wish him nothing but the best on these YouTube streets, right? Dolly Vision, wait till you hit 1,000, almost there. Well, I'm sure if you're watching the replay, guys, like the video. All right, it'll hit 1,000. I'm not worried about the likes. This was just a quick hangout. Usually my shows are 2 hours. I've already been up here an hour and 15 minutes, which was 15 minutes longer than I planned on it. So I'm going to kick back and watch some TV. My video will drop at 2. I'll be live at 3:30. Okay, so hour and a half after my video airs, I'll be back live, and I want to discuss all the stuff that's in that video, especially to deal with the grandmother, the family, the friends that are talking. So once you watch that video, we're going to be back here to discuss it at 3. All right, so watch that video so you know what we're discussing at 3. All right, and I'm going to post it in just a minute. As soon as I end this, I will go ahead and have it scheduled for 2 o'clock. I have it already uploaded and everything's ready to rock and roll. I just have it on private right there. All right. So if you're just tuning in and you ain't hit the like button yet, do me a quick favor. Hit the like button. I'm watching you. I see you, yes, too, right? And then shout out in the chat room where you're watching where you're watching from, okay? But only after you like the video. Like the video and then shout out where you're watching from. I want to see you beautiful people. Where you at? Bye till later, everyone. TC. Middle Tennessee. I see Tennessee's in the house with us this morning. Toronto, Canada, Kentucky, Missouri, Virginia, Scotland, Britain. Cool. Thanks, doll. Philly's in the house. 970 likes. Alabama, California, Oklahoma. They do all 4 of them. Yep. I see Georgia. I see Maine. Ontario, Canada. Hey, Ontario. Good to see you. Ohio. OH. Denmark. Columbus, Ohio. Ontario. The UK. Indiana. All right, who else we got? I see Orlando, Florida's in the house. Ohio, Alberta, Canada. I see some Virginia, my neighbors. Tennessee. Good to see you, Tennessee. Pennsylvania's with us today. Hawkins County, Tennessee. All right, keep your eyes open for Little Summer Wells. Maryland, Philly, Nova Scotia, West Virginia, Ontario. Go Hoosiers. Roll Tide. I see some Bama. Hills in Tennessee, Pennsylvania, Palm Coast, Florida. More Alberta, Canada. Perth, Australia. Good to see Australia. Mansfield, Texas. Wales, New Hampshire. Yeah, you guys are a little bit from everywhere, all over the world. It's good to see you guys this morning. Good morning to you. And like I said, don't let anybody mess your day up. If they try to mess your day up, throat punch. Okay, right in it. Right there. And then I guarantee your day will get better because they'll shut the hell up. One good throat punch. England's in the house with us. We got 992 likes, almost there. New York, Iowa. The milkman. Is that your daddy, the milkman? I think he fathered a lot of kids, the milkman. All right. Born and raised in Philly, live in the Midwest. Okay. We all love your channel, Dolly. My hubby from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Cool. Tell him I said hey. Bluefield, Newfoundland. Did I say that right? Is it Newfoundland or is it Newfoundland? How do y'all guys say it? The first one or the second one? Canada. I thought it was Newfoundland. Or is it said Newfoundland? 1K, Dolly Vision. Yay. I'm an early bird. I caught a worm. Okay. Well, good for you. Good for you. So, guys, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Y'all be good. Y'all stay safe. Have a great day. I will be back at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My video drops at 2. And then, of course, I want to come back, discuss that video that's going to, shed a little bit of light on, it's called, like I said, The Search with Jack and Lily. Daniel Exposed. Okay. So make sure y'all check that out. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look, so I'm going to post it in just a minute. And then go click on it, and it'll send you a notification when it's going to air. All right. But it airs at 2, but just a reminder. Make sure y'all click on the reminder so y'all don't forget to watch it. All right. Love you guys. Peace.